What's going on, guys? Matt over here with Gen5 DIY, and today we are going to show you how to install our fog light override harness when you turn on your high beams. This is available for GMC and Silverado trucks, but let's get into the install. For this install, in this instance, we are working on a 3500 diesel truck. They all are going to install the same way. Again, the harnesses will be a little bit different depending on what truck you have connection-wise, but they all flow and run the same way. So on this specific truck, we do have to remove the airbox, and we do have to remove this one what is this, connecting rod or frame rod, so we can get to the battery pack. Outside of that, our harness intercepts at the light on the passenger side, and then it's plugging into the bumper harness because it's intercepting the high beam signal and it's flipping on the fog lights. So we're going to go ahead and do the process of pulling this all apart on this specific diesel truck. Again, if you have a gasser truck or a half ton, it may be slightly different, but again, they're plugging in the exact same places and hooking up the exact same way. So let's get to this. Tool wise, we do have 8mm. This is going to allow us to get our bolts for our airbox. We do have a flathead screwdriver just in case. There's not really any flathead screws we got to get to, but popping security clips and stuff. And then we do have a 13mm, and we're not entirely sure exactly which bolt is under here. We'll get there in the video. It's just we haven't dissected this diesel yet, so we're not entirely sure what GM used. To start things off, we do have to remove this plastic rubber trim piece. It is held on by a hook in the front and has just little slide pieces. Go ahead, Jared, you can kind of rip that off in a way, but just pull up and slide forward and it comes right off. Airbox has a few bolts and screws you have to get to, also your mass airflow sensor. Going to pull those. With the airbox out of the way, we're going to go ahead and remove this bolt completely and loosen the upper bolt. And that allows us to move that out of the way and gain access to the battery. I'm going to lift the battery tender cover off, and every truck's going to be different, but as long as you choose any of the positive, it will hook up properly. So choose the one you want to route best. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the one closest to the inside fender so we can run our cables along the edge of the fender and not near the motor. So at this point on your harness, you're going to have a positive connection. This is what's going to go on the bolt. Just go ahead and put that on there and put the nut back on and you're good to go. With our power cable connected, now we need to get access to the headlight on the passenger side. There is a few just push connectors that we have to pull out to take off this dust cover. So at this point, we've pulled off enough of the clips to gain access, and it's gonna be hard to see, apologies, but you can see the wire right down in there at the tip of my fingertip. Basically, you're gonna reach in there, you're gonna unplug it, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna route our harness through the opening in the dust cover and get it connected properly. So let's go ahead and do that. Now comes the funnest part of all. So you can't run this cable through this hole right here. That is where your air cleaner is sucking up air. So what you want to do is just in front, you'll see like a little half kidney shape. You can drop this cable right down and through, get all the excess through. And what we're going for is we're getting to the bottom of the truck, and I'll show you exactly where we're getting to. Again, this isn't going over to the other headlight. This is going to the bumper control module. So you do want to leave a little bit of slack up here, and that way we can tuck these wires away appropriately. But let's get under the truck and show you where we're headed. So now that we're underneath the truck, you can kind of see, Jared, go ahead and pull it out where it's falling out. So it's falling through right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to route the cable. And what we want to get to is this harness right here. So Jared, looks like he wrapped around, I don't know what that piece is, but
it just went over the crossbar there.
Yep.
Slide the red tab back.
Yep.
And
these clips are always a pain.
Well, that makes it easier.
So now our new harness. Slide that red clip in. Did you get the red clip on that side? There you go. Perfect. Tuck it in.
Strap it up.
Yep, we'll get a zip tie, make it look pretty, and we're good to go. One thing you will want to do before putting everything back together again, you will have a relay. There's multiple ways you can attach this. You can find a good point to attach it. You can find a push clip. That's typically what we do. We'll find a push clip, pull it out, and just push the push clip in with the relay to hold it in position really tightly. But outside of that, it's stitching up the truck, and we'll show you what happens when it's functioning. High beams. High beams off. Fog's on and off.